Football talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Whether you're refinancing or buying your first home, mortgages are easier with help from a neighbor. At Vision Credit Union, you get face-to-face guidance from local lenders who know the market because, well, they live here too. They'll look at your whole financial picture with practical advice for payments, renewals, refinancing, and what makes sense long-term. Get a more neighborly mortgage. Contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca.
You need freedom on the job site to get your work done. Carhartt's extensive line of rugged flex pants are engineered to move and stretch with you throughout the day. So whatever you're doing isn't held back by lack of mobility. Find the largest selection of Carhartt Rugged Flex at all 3 of our Edmonton job site workwear locations and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
Job site workwear, tough people, tough jobs.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go check them out online, wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, and Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. The rain has gone away for at least a day, it looks like. So enjoy that if you can. Maybe you're heading out golfing. Maybe you're already done. I feel like my dad's probably done his 18 already. He gets out there nice and early. Appreciate you guys joining us on the show today, whether it's on the radio, maybe you're streaming on iHeart, tune in, sports1440.ca.com player. Maybe you're watching YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, or Twitch. We appreciate it either way if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook. Do us a solid and make sure you hit that like button. Lots to discuss on the program today, of course. Game 1, Stanley Cup final last night. Not the ideal start for the Vegas Golden Knights, but they bounce back quite strong and get the job done in Game 1, taking home ice advantage for the time being. Tonight in the association, Game 1 of the finals. Like it's 1999. Knicks and Spurs meeting. And this should be a fun one. From San Antonio, Wemby averaging 25 points, 11 rebounds in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson on the other side, over 25 points, 26 to be exact. The Spurs coming into this one as 4.5-point favorites. And I kind of like those odds. I don't want to expose myself as a non-ball knower, but I just don't know how the Knicks can get this one done. The Spurs with Wemby are just a tough out. Also, we can talk some Blue Jays baseball. They'll take on the Braves at 5:15 tonight. We'll have that one for you here on Sports 1440 AM feed after the Jason Greger show. Braves, tough team. We know that. Jays, well, we'll see what happens. We were watching it in the studio, as we usually do here during the Greger show. Jays kept it competitive. Some questionable plays here and there. They fell yesterday, but hey, we'll see what happens tonight. We also have the Duke here. Brandon, good morning. You've been here for hours already. How's your day going?
Oh, it's really rolling along, Cons. Good morning to you. And been really enjoying some tennis at the French Open from the clay courts of Roland Garros this morning. Felix Auger-Aliassime doing his best to come back in this quarterfinal matchup against the Italian Cobelli. And down one set right now, but far from out of it. And then the best in the world, Marina Sabalenka, lost this morning. Upset. All the big dogs falling on both sides of the bracket, men's and women's, this past week here at Roland Garros. It's been a little. It makes for an open field. We get to kind of see some new faces, some new names, a challenge for major titles. So we know tennis to be a sport where it's largely the same names over and over again. So in this particular match here with Felix has been really, really good back and forth.
Was Diana Schneider? Was it?
Sure.
She's 22 years old, taking down your girl, and then Kabuli right now, after going down in the first set, has won the last two. The other quarterfinal today, both Italians, Duke.
Both with names
Berrettini and Arnaldi and Kabuli.
Okay.
I was looking through the rankings of the tennis world, and I was trying to find out like who is the powerhouse tennis nation. The Aussies are pretty good, but they have more of theirs like in the 30-ish range. You have to kind of scroll down to find them. But in the top 50, there's a lot of Australians. Clearly, Italy's a pretty good tennis nation with what we're seeing here going on. But Canada, Felix, he won the last set. It's up 2-1 here. So we'll see what happens. I did kind of discredit him earlier on in the week or last week, saying that if he wins the event, I'll buy Josh an energy drink just because I don't know if I'm a believer yet. That was before a lot of the big dogs were knocked out of the tournament, though. This has kind of opened up a way for him. So we'll keep up to date here throughout the day as it rolls on. When a Canadian goes this far in an event like the French Open, we kind of have to make sure we keep our eyes locked on it. Last night, as we mentioned, the Carolina Hurricanes falling to the Vegas Golden Knights, despite a really good start for the Canes, a lot better than what would have been in game one against the Montreal Canadiens, where they came out a little sluggish and the Canadiens jumped all over them. They get Nikolai Ehlers on the board early. I don't know if you saw the feed, Duke, from Indianapolis, where there was no play-by-play.
Yeah, I did, actually.
That was awesome. I might be on board for a game with no play-by-play and just listening to kind of the ambience of the rink and the fans.
And you get the absolute like deathly silent after Vegas scores each of their goals, right?
100%. Kind of a cool thing. Ehlers made it 2-0, but big for the Vegas Golden Knights. Shea Theodore answering very quickly, and then they score two straight, one in the first minute. So they answer Ehlers with a Barbashev goal in the second period. Gostisbehere towards the end of the game ties it up, but Thomas Hertel wins it with just under 4 minutes left in the period. So they take the early lead in the game. I mean, Freddie Anderson, for a guy who is so good in the first few games, first few series, really, a 783 save percentage last night. Not necessarily ideal. Carter Hart on the other side, better, but still not great. 852. These were two teams that are pretty good at defending throughout the season, and now dropped off a little bit. Maybe just not the best goaltending, we'll say. But what did you make of the game last night, Duke?
Yeah, you couldn't ask for much of a better start if you're the Hurricanes. Aside from scoring 30 seconds in, like you get up 2-0 and you're really controlling the game, right? You're out chancing them, you're pushing the pace, you're playing your style of hockey and imposing it a little bit on Vegas. But it's kind of just what this team does. They don't let themselves get completely out of a game where you get that goal towards the end of the first to make it a 1-goal contest, and all of a sudden you're saying, all right, yeah, we got waxed there in period number one, but we're only down a goal. And from that mentality perspective, you have to think it's encouraging. It keeps teams galvanized, or that team galvanized anyway, and get the game tied. And then after that, it was largely their period in the middle frame. So they kind of got back to their game. And yeah, I don't know, like neither goaltender was a stalwart. Both came up with a couple big stops because the game was obviously close the entire time. It was a 1-goal contest the rest of the way after Carolina's 2-0 lead. But the final numbers don't reflect a very, very good night. I think that's more so a credit to the quality of the chances that each team was able to generate, even if the overall shot quantities were not very high. So not what many people expected. Certainly not me. I thought we'd see a little bit of a tighter checking game, lower scoring than 9 on the board for sure. And I'm if I had to, give another forecast looking forward to game number 2 and beyond, I do think we would see things tighten up a little bit, feel each other out in game 1, a little more free flowing. Excellent hockey game, wildly entertaining. The environment there inside the Lenovo Center in Raleigh seemed pretty rocking, especially when the Hurricanes would get on the board. But I'm not wavering. on the Hurricanes, even though they lose game number 1. I picked them in 6. I think they can still get that done.
Oh yeah, I mean, they can't get to 6 if the Golden Knights don't win 2. Now I took Vegas in 7 in my official prediction. We'll see what happens. For those of you in our fantasy pool, still fighting. Shea Theodore 3 points, as did Braden McNabb. I believe that was his first 3-assist game of his career.
Yeah, and in well over 1,000 total games.
Guy's a gamer. He's playing for a long time. Stepped up last night. I suppose on the flip side, if you had Jalen Chatfield or Ehlers, you had a pretty decent night, getting a couple points there. Blair texting in 18334-11440. Back in 2002, Saturday Night's Hockey in Canada with the antenna TVs. I got CBC French, and they show the games with no play-by-play. I thought it was the best way to watch hockey on TV. No play-by-play, just the crowd. I think back in the day, CBC, I think that's who it was, would occasionally air CFL games with no play-by-play. I don't know if it was cost-cutting or what it would have been. It happened once, for sure. Football, maybe not quite as good, because hockey, I think there's just so much more going on, and it's quick to play, right? Like it's bang bang. There's not too many breaks. Football, there's all those stops, and it's a little quiet with the dead air. I like hearing the pads thump and that sort of thing, but it is kind of an interesting way to watch it. You can't just mute it, Duke, because that takes away everything.
Right.
I think like an alternate feed with no play-by-play, with all due respect to those who do play-by-play. Sometimes it's just a nice little change, just to hear hear the players talking on the ice. That's one of the cool things when you go to a game and you're down low. Just hearing like the communication levels between the two sides, on top of other things. But it's a different way to look at it. I don't know if any team, any network would consider doing it, but every once in a while, kind of a cool change. Hontoria Mohm says, when the Oilers start to lose, I have a natural habit of watching the game on mute. I don't know why. But having a crowd option would be awesome. Although I love the play-by-play guys we got. Yeah, I mean, like the big moments are absolutely heightened by Jack Michaels. Like he sells it as good as anyone that I can think of. But every once in a while, just a little silence would be good. MTR says, I wish they would do that with CBS. Anything not to listen to Tony Romo. Has there been a guy who's taken a bigger flip as a play-by-play guy or analyst than Tony Romo? Because I remember
I don't think so.
People loved him at the beginning. And then I don't know if it was the bias towards, like I thought Cowboys games were bad. And sorry. And then I would hear him do the Mahomes games, and it was like, oh my goodness. Mahomes can do anything. And Tony Romo would find a way to hype it up. Like he could throw an interception and be like, well, that could have been a fumble for a 6, and he threw the pick. That's like a punt. It's just as good, you know? It got a little crazy. Who would be your go-to for an analyst in sport right now? Like for me, I remember when Ray Ferraro started doing it, he was like a breath of fresh air. He was so good. In the NFL, Greg Olson would be my guy.
Mm-hmm.
The way he was taken off the number 1 team for Fox was disappointing. Basketball, I don't even know. Baseball,
Richard Jefferson.
You like RJ?
Yeah.
MTR says Brady is solid now, though. Yeah, he's not bad.
He definitely got a lot better, which, I mean, that's what you'd expect. He's a guy that his entire life has dedicated himself to working towards something. And first it was playing football, and now it's commentating on football, analyzing it. And the start I did think was a little rough when he first got going. But yeah, in year 2, I thought he was fine. No doubt about it. I still don't think he's as good as Greg Olson, but Greg's already been doing it for how many years? Give Brady a little bit longer runway here, and I'm sure he'll be right there.
Now, I don't know if you have seen or have the answer, but did we find out if Russell Wilson, is he going to be on the desk, or is he doing
I thought it was
color analyst?
My interpretation of just seeing the headline was that it was on the desk.
I think he'll be good there. We'll wait and see for it to actually happen, but I think he'll be good. Hontoria Mohm says BX or MJ. BX is starting to get very full of himself, though. He's good, though. Do you like Chris Collinsworth? Just because Kyle texted in Chris Collinsworth. Now here's a guy.
I like Chris Collinsworth, but in the same vein as you, not when he's doing a Chiefs game. And frankly, it's even when he's not doing a Chiefs game. It's just anytime a quarterback does something good, it's like, nah, that's giving me shades of Patrick Mahomes. He's not even playing.
How can we bring him up? There's something comforting about Chris Collinsworth, though,
I-
right? It's football season.
I absolutely think he is very smart, sees the game great, has great analysis. I do wish there was just a way that like you could just sit him down and be like, Chris, he's not playing in the game. You don't have to talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And I think people would love that. like the cycle, as we said. We loved Mahomes at the beginning, but now sports fans, after he won a bunch, it's enough. There's other guys.
100%.
There's other guys you could compare it to, you know? Why not introduce a generation that didn't see it to like, man, that throw, Dan Marino-esque. That was quite the rollout. Reminded me of a young Joe Montana, you know, things like that. Doesn't always have to be Mahomes. He can't get Mahomes out of his mouth. It's terrible. From Kyle. BG says, I like Sing on Sportsnet. Calls a good game. Yeah, I got no issue with him. There's a lot of good guys out there. I like, as I said, though, you know, when it comes to like a game-winning goal overtime, I think Jack Michaels is right up there with some of the best. He's got you on the edge of your seat for sure. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy. Halley Douglas Fenwick with you here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky. Some other news and notes from the day. Patrick Waugh and Laviolette are set to interview, or meet at least, with the Toronto Maple Leafs as they look to land their next head coach. Darren Drager reporting that it looks like Jonathan Toews will be retiring. Probably not a surprise. Good for him to get back out there and give it another go. But I think as the season went on, you know, and Winnipeg Jets fans probably wouldn't want to be too harsh on the guy, a hometown guy coming back to play for his team. But I think it was evident that might be it for him. Heck of a career. All that guy did was win. Also, Alphonso Davies training individually as the prep for the World Cup continues. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting storyline to follow for Canada at the World Cup. The hamstring, like, it's just too risky, especially, you know, geez, if he's playing left back, there's going to be some running there, you know, full speed. And if you can't get up and go, you're putting your team in a bad position. So you get Bosnia first. If they can get out of that game with a minimum of draw, I think you can probably hold them out against Qatar. You get a win there. The game against Switzerland potentially doesn't mean as much depending on how everything else goes. But that would give him 3 weeks today. So maybe, just maybe you get him back for that one, but we'll have to see. It all gets going next Friday, 1 o'clock. Duke, are you going to head home and watch that game, or are you going to stick around the Sports 1440 studio and watch it with the boys?
The opener.
Yeah.
I believe I'm heading to first round
downtown
to watch it with some mates, and they in the form of Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson. I think Walker's actually having a little kind of shindig down there for it. So
little party.
I think that's going to be my plan. We'll see what happens.
The following game will be the next Thursday. And then the following game, the next one will be the Wednesday. So, yeah, as we mentioned, 3 weeks out.
And Connor, enlighten me a little bit here because of my lack of knowledge around the game of soccer.
I'll try.
In the World Cup, I get it. There's so many games they got to play and they're trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Is it like in we're talking like when they're playing in the EPL or there's specific leagues in Europe, and is it the same as like football where they only play once a week?
No.
So why is that the case at the World Cup?
Well, there's all those groups you have to get through, right?
Yeah, but there's how many stadiums for this year's event?
Well, there's a lot, but I don't think it's a stadium issue. I think they want every game to be broadcast by itself, like standalone.
Really?
So the first game, as it gets going, will be Mexico, South Africa. That'll be next Thursday, followed by Czechia, South Korea, 1 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Then you have Canada and Bosnia at 1. The next game would be 7 o'clock, right? So they're all going to be standalone. Saturday, 1, 4, 7, 10.
Every single game of the entire tournament is standalone.
Until, I believe, the third game, they play at the same time because they don't want one team to have an advantage
Like knowing what
like,
could happen.
we can rest our players.
Right.
So they still follow along, obviously. But yeah, every game, you can watch every single game of this tournament until the third game.
Is that necessary?
Heck yeah. How could you not like that? I guess you don't.
You're going to watch every single game. You're going to watch Czechia play South Korea?
Why not? What else am I going to do on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock?
The Stanley Cup Final's probably going to be on.
That happens every year. How often can I watch Czechia and South Korea?
I don't know. Like, I'm all for the World Cup, 100%. And I'm going to watch more soccer over these next, what is total time? A couple months?
Like 6 weeks or something?
Total time it takes for this tournament. I'll watch more soccer in the span of this tournament than the next 4 years put together. 100%. And I'm not like ashamed of, like, it's just not my thing. Get into it for the national pride side from Canada, watch the best players in the world on the biggest stage for their respective countries. Sure. This is a largely national sport. Like, as in, like, people watch to cheer on their country. No country is more than one team, so they can't play at the same time. I like, could you not just make this only a month long instead of 6 weeks or something else by just overlapping a few more matches?
Well, I mean, and I think the biggest thing is corporate greed, Duke. You know?
Well, corporate FIFA greed is insane. And I suppose you're right there because you're set, like, as a standalone game, the advertisements that get sold for each game are worth that much more because it's the only soccer game that's on. Right? I understand all that, but still, come on. Let's, like, still a little more common sense involved.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Vegas could sweep Carolina and there's no issue.
Yeah, that's we all want that, right?
Just win in 4. Nobody's going to miss anything.
What about the NBA finals?
Well, they'll have to worry about that themselves. You can't be afraid to go head to head against the World Cup, right? Your sport will do okay.
Yeah, they're afraid to go against NFL Sunday.
Yeah,
during the season.
I would take 2 months of soccer. It's the greatest game in the world from Triple C in a truck. Slurpy Sean says, I had no idea it was 6 weeks long. Am I crazy or is that a long time? Okay, so it goes from June 11th to July 18th or 19th.
Okay.
So what? 5.5
5 and a half-ish weeks.
Yeah, so there's the exact thing.
But to your tech, that is a long time for one event.
Yeah.
And one sport, like the Olympics. How long are the Olympics?
2 weeks?
2 weeks. There's 100 different sports they're playing at the Olympics. Way more athletes, just as more countries, right?
Yeah, 100%. But we can't even talk about it or show it on social media.
Well,
so who knows what
World Cup's the same boat.
Yeah.
World between FIFA, the Olympics, and the MLB, it's like, don't even think about reposting one of our highlights. We don't want anybody to see this.
Yeah, soccer's bad that way too, actually. Like Premier League, there'll be a bunch of stuff like, you can't see this in your region. Like, I just want to see the Liverpool goal.
Great.
You wish you could. Yeah. You go find that illegally then if you want to see that.
Yeah.
We're not.
And yeah, there's lots of money to be made for them on that side, isn't there?
Yeah, we could probably help them make more money if they would just do these sorts of things. Yeah, but here's the thing for me, you know, would I rather have it done and then in July there's nothing to watch? Not me. On me. And on July 2nd, I think I'd rather still watch just a random soccer game than
I'd rather
nothing.
I'd rather watch Giants Padres game 70 of the season.
And you might be able to still because it'll be an 8 o'clock start.
I guess.
Nice and late. Or, as you've declared a few times, you got 2 TVs.
Double TVs. But, well, I have one TV and then my laptop.
Well, you have monitors.
I got 2
screens.
I got 2 screens, baby.
You'd be crushing it during the World Cup. Slurpy Sean says, I'd rather do fantasy prep. Well, you could. You could do both. If you can multitask. If not, turn off the TV. It's not for everyone. I get it. But I'll just throw it on whenever. It's good times.
But you're a footy fiend.
Well, I wouldn't say that, though. I just, you got to appreciate it when it comes. We could all be dead the next time this one comes around. So enjoy it while you have it.
You can say the same thing about when I said the Stanley Cup final, and you're like, well, it's every year. Well, we could all be dead by next year.
Well, yeah, but this is 4 times. It's like when...
just logically, it is a higher chance that we will all be dead in 4 years, I guess, than in 1 year.
It's like when Game of Thrones was like,
suppose.
we're taking 2 years off. People are like, that's a long time. I might not be around. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of your text, 1-833-401-1440. Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Beer League Slow Pitch. It's an Alberta summer tradition.
I got shortstop. I'll take pitcher. Yeah, I'm just here for the dugout snacks.
When you're playing on the field, you need serious fuel, and there's only one MVP. Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Load up on Alberta's best beef jerky and hit a home run with the team. It's the perfect snack for your summer sports.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Cantork has always been a forward-thinking company, but now that we've turned 25, I can't help but take a minute to take a look back. Thank you to everyone that's been with us along the way.
What's that? Is that actually spring? Like no snow squalls or bad weather tomorrow? It's actually spring? Well, GS Construction welcomes the warmer weather because that means we can really get to work. Now, it doesn't matter if there was bad weather. This is our time to shine, but we can't do it without good people to do that work. That's why GS Construction is hiring pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. If you want to join a team who loves their work, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff, before the first snap. It starts with you locking in your season seats. This is Edmonton Elks football. The only way to experience it is being there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. The Elks home opener kicks off June 20th against Montreal. Your season seats are your way in. Get yours now at goelks.com/season seats. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
Whether you're refinancing or buying your first home, mortgages are easier with help from a neighbor. At Vision Credit Union, you get face-to-face guidance from local lenders who know the market because, well, they live here too. They'll look at your whole financial picture with practical advice for payments, renewals, refinancing, and what makes sense long-term. Get a more neighborly mortgage. Contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca.
Hi, Edmonton. Fuel prices are climbing, and Subaru fights back with the all-new, all-electric 2026 Trail Seeker. With up to 444 kilometers of range, fast charging, legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, the Trail Seeker is built to help you go further. And when summer adventure calls, it's ready with towing capacity of 1,587 kilograms. Test drive the all-new Trail Seeker. Visit your local Subaru dealership today and seek every trail. Welcome to Uncommon.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:28. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in the Duke. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, and Josh Fenwick with you here. This segment brought to you by elksnation.ca. Of course, you can watch the videos and the podcast twice a week with Eddie Steele and Duncan Kruger, but they've also got articles and more. Plus, ticket giveaways. Go check them out. elksnation.ca. Duke, when you were gone, we had somebody text in, and my apologies, you can follow up if you're listening, but asking about this year doing a season-long pick'em pool. Now, we already have our Fantasy Frenzy League, which we cap at 12 people. We'll be doing that again. We're still months away from starting to take the ticket sales. probably be 10, 20 bucks a ticket, puts you in the draw. We'll do the draw live on air. Top 10 names selected will join us. I think we said the defending champ gets in again. Still has to pay for a ticket because, we want to raise money for charity. And then we'll have a team. So there'll be 10 teams available. We'll be doing our survivor pool. Last year I got out of week 1. That was big for me. First time. And then a weekly pick'em pool, Duke. What do you think about that one? Are you in or are you a coward?
Those are my only two options.
Unfortunately.
Then I guess I'm in.
Are you in or out, if I may steal a segment?
No, I'm in, of course. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Just one more thing. Let's make Mackenzie organize it.
That's kind of my plan. As you like to say, we'll put our best man on
Let's get our best man on it first thing Monday morning.
And we'll set that one up. Maybe she'll do a graphic for us. But yeah, I think that'd be another fun one. Are you doing a CFL pool? Are you into that?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
not this year.
Hey, I'm gonna watch every Elks game. Tons of CFL football all summer. I'm here for it. I like the CFL. There's 9 teams. I'm not going in a fantasy league that has 9 teams, not 9 people playing in the league, like for your fantasy league. 9 teams total. I'm sorry. That's not enough.
Who would be your first overall pick, hypothetically?
What's the scoring system?
Standard.
Nathan Rourke.
Dang. Okay. I would probably go, assuming you're not going to go 2 quarterbacks too quickly. Oh, do I go Kenny Lawler? Okay, I'll go Kenny Lawler. Then who do you go?
Rank the tank.
Oh.
Number 1 RB off the board? Come on.
Yeah,
I'm in on that.
Maybe
I might throw a future out on him to win MOP this year.
Maybe I go Keon Hatcher then. Take away your target with Rourke.
Nope.
No.
It's not allowed.
Oh, dang.
I want it set up that like in some hockey pools that you do where you just draft a team and you get all their goalies.
Yeah.
I want that where you get the quarterback and a receiver of your choice. It's in tandem.
I make the pick and you just say no.
Yeah. Sorry, not allowed. I put forth my block card.
Yeah.
I block you. Like, sure, let's try and make this more interesting. Add a few outside elements. In this 2-man CFL fantasy football league, I'm going to block one of your picks. And then I have a reverse card.
So then you get the player I take with your reverse card?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Which is pretty similar to a block, I think. But, then you get to use it on. Then you use your reverse on my block. This get very complicated and very convoluted very quickly.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the best draft, in my opinion.
Which takes me back to my first point.
MTR says, rig it, so I'm in it. I still have the heartbreak of 2 seasons ago again. Yeah, MTR put in I felt like a lot. 5+ entries and then didn't get in. I think he got in last year, though, MTR, but it was like down to the final couple spots. There was some drama there. Kyle's taking Willette. Yeah.
Pretty good choice.
That'd be a good pick. We were doing our MOP predictions, and I took Davis Alexander. There's a bit of a long shot with the Owls if he stays healthy. The guy doesn't lose in the regular season. Isn't he still undefeated there? People forget because Montreal is so far away and we're all locked in on the West. But I think Nathan Rourke would be the safe pick, assuming he stays out there. Bo Levi had a great year last year statistically. And I'd like to see even Rankin get in there. CFL did their top 50 players.
Yeah.
You got to scroll down a little while to find Justin Rankin at 15. That to me is a bit of an oversight.
I agree. Actually, I do.
Start to win some games, and he puts up the production that we know he can. Like, he's a threat not only as a runner but as a receiver as well. And in the past, we saw him make some plays out of nothing. So that'd be it's a little disrespectful. That's a little chalkboard material for me.
How about the legend Bo Levi Mitchell still ranked as number 2?
Well, his statistics last year were quite good. Were they not?
For sure. He's the ageless wonder.
Guy drove me crazy. Going down to Labor Day all those years and just seeing him torch the green and gold. I think I went 10 plus Labor Day Classics and saw the Elks and Esks win twice. Like Bo Levi, he led the league last year in yards. Had 36 touchdowns. Nathan Rourke, who also was very good, had 6 less passing yards, 5 less touchdowns, and 5 more interceptions. Now, Bo fumbled a little bit a few times, but you know what? He didn't lose any of those fumbles.
So, Connor, I'm continuous to look down this. This is TSN's list, and as we've already said, I don't know if it's perfect. I certainly would have Justin Rankin a little bit higher, but that's maybe some bias because we watch him on a week-to-week basis. Ottawa does not have a player on here until 38th. That cannot be. Well, there's some bulletin board material for that room, I would think.
Not one till 38.
I've scrolled up and down twice to double check, and I'm pretty sure I do not see an OTT designation until 38th.
You're right.
Because after Rankin, who's 15, Edmonton again has Malik Carney at 23. And that's their last entry for a pretty good stretch. And then Tyrell Ford at 44. So Edmonton also pretty underrepresented on this list. But Ottawa, I think, has 3 total players inside the top 50.
They've got at 42, A.J. Allen. And then at 50, Justin Hardy.
Yeah.
That guy's pretty good, too.
I like Justin Hardy a lot as a receiver, for sure. Oh, Coulter Woodmansey, pardon me, coming in at 49. So one extra late addition for the green and gold. If you were making your season predictions based on this list, you would think Ottawa and Edmonton would be pretty bad. There's a lot of Hamilton, a lot of Winnipeg, a lot of Calgary, and a lot of Toronto and Montreal as well.
It's crazy that last year only 2 quarterbacks threw over 20 touchdown passes. Like I remember, when growing up watching the CFL, like Calvillo, you had a Ricky Ray, Dickinson, Garcia, Flutie, a lot of guys like that were throwing a lot of touchdowns. Zach Colaros was 3rd in the league in touchdowns last season with 17, granted in 13 games, but he also had 16 interceptions. Cody Fajardo was 4th with 14, but also didn't play in every game. Appeared in every game, but didn't start every game. Rourke and Mitchell, the only 2 quarterbacks to really stay healthy as starters for the entirety of the season, and it shows on the stat line. If you had those 2 players in fantasy, you'd be doing all right. Davis Sanchez said last night on the CFL season preview, the Elks won't be any better than they were last year. Bum. Well, here's the thing, too, about the Elks last year. 2 separate games, drops in the end zone cost them. Okay, you catch those, all of a sudden things change just a little bit. I think they'll be better. I think not having a quarterback controversy is a big benefit in the room. Having one guy, assuming things go well, I think Cody Fajardo leading the team for the entirety of the season, that's a difference maker. The offensive line is improved. I think the defensive line is improved. And then not just with that, but the coaching staff, I think, will take steps this year. I think bringing in Rick Campbell was a really good move. A long-time coach in the CFL to help out, analyze opposing teams' film, get a game plan going into it. He's going to join Gregor today at 2:20. I think that was a really good move. I think J.C. Sherritt going into year 2. Aaron Grimes on the back end in the secondary, year 2. I just think what they talked about and what Chris Morris said, we want to bring players in. We want to keep them here year-round. We want to have coaches that stick around and aren't leaving after a year or 2. I think you're building all that up. I think that alone is absolutely massive and hard to quantify right now. But I think setting the standard, the Elk way, I think that's big. So Davis knows far more than I do. Guy played, Eskimos and Chargers legend. I'm not going to say anything bad about Mr. Sanchez, but I would probably disagree. I think they will be better than last year. And I don't think I'm alone. I don't think I'm too brave to say that. I think this team might surprise people. Now, you just can't have the slow start that they've had the last few years. The last 2 years, they've gone on runs that have put themselves in a discussion for a final playoff spot. But it's been too little too late. You just can't have that slow start once again. It all gets going on Saturday. You win Saturday, people are fired up. Now, against Ottawa Duke, 2 teams that have apparently only 6 players in the top 50 of the league. You win that game, you have the week off. That's pretty cool. Vibes are high. And then you have the home opener. So it's going to be awesome. I'm fired up for it. It all gets going. The CFL gets going tomorrow night, and then the Elks on Saturday. Ottawa, 5 o'clock. If you're looking for a place to watch the game, come out to Sherlock's in Sherwood Park. That's where I will be for the Elks official watch party.
What? That's Saturday, right?
Saturday at 5. You coming out to the park?
I might.
It's a good spot.
I'm not sure I got anything else really going on.
Well, you know.
It's either that or I watch the game at home.
That's good too, though.
Well,
with your AC unit.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be needing it at that point. I think the less than ideal weather is expected to continue here.
Well, they'll save some power then.
Oh, yeah. Cripple me financially.
Hontoria Mom says, isn't it an issue when Eddie says nobody internally calls them the Elks? They call them the Double E. You can't even get buy-in for the name. I don't know. Here's the thing. If it was me, I don't like my favorite team of all time, Duke, is the Chargers. If they decided to change their name to the Wave,
the Bolts.
Well, let's go even stupider. The Wave, because they're in LA.
They're the Seas. Get it? Because it's short for Chargers, but also because they're by the water.
Yeah.
It's an ocean, not a sea, but you get my point.
I wouldn't care. I'm just a fan. I'm not a player.
Is the logo the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Chargers logo at this point?
Yeah.
Well, they try one, but then they go back to the lightning bolt.
They try a wave.
Yeah.
It's like an ocean view. They're like, this might not be it.
If Nick Anderson, just using his as an example, is on the field and like goes to make a tackle, and before the play he's thinking of the team name, something's not right. You should the team name shouldn't factor into being on the field. You shouldn't be thinking of it in the weight room. You shouldn't be thinking of it when you're looking at film. It's football. Get on the field, everything's back to normal. They have seemingly disassociated themselves with the Elks. Like you look around Commonwealth, they're not really going to find it. I've seen some of the new gear, actually, because some of the new gear does have Elks on it, but a lot of it is the Double E still, which to me, great logo. Never should have gone away from that one. But I don't know. I don't buy into that one quite as much. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of your texts, 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
Friends, Operation Pizza is a go at Papa John's. They're introducing new personal pizzas, just in time to celebrate the premiere of Toy Story 5. These adventure-sized pies come in new exciting flavors like Sheriff's Roundup, Space Ranger-oni, and Reach for the Pie. Or take your personal pizza to infinity and beyond by creating your own flavor just for you. Order 2 or more with Papa pairings and get yours for only $9.99 each. New personal pizzas are ready for takeoff. See Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal's only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package. And the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Jaffa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Whether you're refinancing or buying your first home, mortgages are easier with help from a neighbor. At Vision Credit Union, you get face-to-face guidance from local lenders who know the market because, well, they live here too. They'll look at your whole financial picture with practical advice for payments, renewals, refinancing, and what makes sense long-term. Get a more neighborly mortgage. Contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca.
Tired of the rough ride? Alberta used to be a leader in highway planning and construction, but years of neglect and custom maintenance are showing. You can see it, and your vehicle is feeling it. Infrastructure can last for years with a little TLC, but when repairs are deferred, minor issues become major reconstruction. We need action and a reliable capital plan. Contact your MLA and demand stable infrastructure funding. Find out how at fixourroads.com.
A message from the Alberta Road Builders and Heavy Construction Association.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:45. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here. Coming up next, you got the Lowdown with Low Tide. From noon to 2, they'll be joined by Kevin McCurdy, as well as Vegas Review Journal Golden Knights writer Danny Webster. Also, we'll have Donovan, Fenwick, and at Low Tide. Then today on the Jason Greger Show, we've got Rick Campbell doing some analyst work, coaching with the Green and Gold. Mike Rupp, Yaremchuk, Cam Tate, Struddy, Speck, and more. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll join the Blue Jays game in progress as they're in Atlanta looking to bounce back from yesterday's loss. That'll be on the AM feed. If you're streaming, you got Fox Sports Radio. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. Kyle says, just on the topic of the Green and Gold, everyone's waiting for them to change the name back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if it was going to happen, maybe it would have been done already. Maybe it'll happen next year. I really don't know. The thing for me is I just don't care as much as some people. Like, it's a team name. Maybe if the team name's gone, you just worry about representing the city, the name on the back of the jersey, and your teammates.
New name, Edmonton football team.
It all falls into place, hopefully. Now Siri's talking to me. Put that away. MDR says win football games. It's simple. Yeah, that's it. That's how you get back there. And also, do you ever come to the south side for watch parties? Sometimes. The first two are in Sherwood Park. Then Saturday, July 4th, North Edmonton. Then we're downtown. Then we're Castlewood Pub, which I think is kind of northeast-ish. Then we go to OTR for the Labor Day game. That'll be fun. Billy Buds. That's southish, as is the Mill. And then we do Beer Hunter out in Spruce Grove. October 24th. Oh, I can't go to that one. Duke, you want to cover me for a couple of these?
October 24th?
Yeah.
Are you away?
My wife's cousin's getting married.
Where at? You don't want to dox?
I don't want to dox them.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I've already given the date.
So,
I can't give any more.
Yeah, people will be very keen on that, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll probably be available to help you out. I know you're going to be on some holidays here at the start of July, so
the watch parties are a great time.
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it before for you. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
usually good turnouts, some devoted fans,
good bite to eat. Where are you guys in the park Saturday for the game? I missed that. Game On, I assume? No. Sherlocks. We'll be at Game On for the game on the 25th, actually. Thursday at 6:30. I might have to bolt out of the studio a little earlier to get to that one. Game On's a cool spot, too. We've been there the last 5 years. It had a different name before, but big venue. Average Joe's? Yeah.
I was there
Thanks,
when it was
Josh.
Average Joe's way back.
It's a cool spot.
Cool spot.
They had last time we were there. I think it was to Game On, and they had like a Caesar bar, and it was massive. I don't like Caesars, but you could put almost anything you wanted to in that. They had so many things. Like I kind of just wanted to grab some of like the things as a snack.
You know what goes great in a Caesar? Piece of Wilhock beef jerky.
Yeah, I would probably just take it separately.
No, I like it. I like the little dunk. So you get some of the meat flavor into your Caesar.
Yeah.
And also just a little drizzle of the Caesar as you eat your meat.
To each their own, however you want it.
But
You can
like
give it
you
that
said,
way.
you just don't like Caesar.
Yeah, it's hard for me to really indulge in it. Like some Caesars are just crazy. Like I've seen they have like a burger on them.
Oh yeah, there was a place I went to on White Ave many years ago, and it was on like a National Caesar Day. I don't think this was the reason they had it. I think it was just their one of their Caesars on their menu was you essentially got an entire meal, like a grilled cheese, half of a grilled cheese sandwich, all the regular like pickled goods, like a bean, some pickled garlic, pickled egg, all that regular kind of like pub stuff. But yeah, the grilled cheese was the main topper, and all of a sudden you eat that, and then it's also like a triple Caesar, so it's like a giant jug. Like that's a lot of Caesar to drink.
So, for a question for you and maybe the Caesar drinkers out there, like in the past, when I'd go out, like you could have 10 beers or whatever, 10 rum and cokes. Would you drink 10 Caesars? Like, or is that like one or two, then you're done?
Yeah, I'll at most maybe 3, but usually 2 would be my cap. And frankly, I usually only drink them at like a morning brunch hangover type setting.
I don't know. For me, I never really understood it. Like I've been to Boston Pizza like the day after going out, and one time a Caesar was accidentally ordered to our table. They said it was free. Like no one in the table wanted it. Well, it just wasn't our crew's thing, I suppose. Is it the saltiness that's good for you, or what?
I have no idea. I just like them.
It's just good.
I like the taste. The clamato juice.
Yeah. And then in the States, they don't have clam, right?
They do.
Or they don't use it.
They don't. When they make a Bloody Mary, it's just tomato juice.
Ugh.
And then after that, it's pretty much the same. Like they use some Tabasco and some Worcester sauce and all that jazz. They dress it up same with like a piece of celery or a pickled bean. Each place different, I'm sure. But yeah, the main difference is just tomato juice versus clamato juice.
Not for me.
And it is a first-hand account, way worse. Not like it's not even in the same sphere, not on the same level as what a Caesar is.
Got a text in earlier, Duke. Just wanted thoughts on Justin Jefferson as a fantasy football receiver this year. Like, for a while, it was like he and Jamar Chase were your guys. Obviously now Puka, Jackson Smith-Njigba, is going to be in there as well. No one's going to doubt Justin Jefferson's ability at this point, but the system, the quarterback play, if it's Kyler Murray, I'm probably a little bit more sold on him, and I maybe Vikings fans can let us know. Like, I think that would change things a little bit. But if it's 9, I'm not quite as sold. Like he played in 17 games last year, had 1,000 yards, but barely. Like he's averaging 61 yards per game. That's 30 yards less than the previous year. 47 yards less than the last 2 years before that. Like for Justin Jefferson, a guy who in 10 games, he had 1,074 yards, 5 touchdowns 2 years ago. Last year in 17 games, he had 1,048. So less yard, less touchdowns, 7 more games played.
Mm-hmm.
Guy needs a quarterback. Where would you be comfortable taking him this year?
Yeah, it's all of a sudden that list of more enticing options is kind of growing in front of him, right? And that's just within the position group of a wide receiver. I still think he's, if not the most talented receiver that's in the NFL, he's absolutely right there with the number of the names that you had already kind of run down. But it's like the situation does matter. And it's a little bit different, I think, when we talked about some guys like Malik Neighbors in his rookie season and Brock Bowers, like, yeah, that quarterback play wasn't very good, but they still put up the numbers. It is, I think, a little bit different when you already have the reputation of a lot of double coverage. Like guys, like they know the offense essentially is entirely based around you. And he played the good soldier last year, even with the really poor play of whatever quarterback was under center for the Vikings week to week, and said, listen, yeah, like it's fine if the team's going to win, then I'm comfortable not having as big a role. But the team didn't win, right? They're bad, especially in earlier on in the year after the big comeback win over the Bears. So long way around to saying, I think there's no way he goes past the middle of the second round. And I'm talking overall. He's still probably, to me, your fourth receiver off the board, fourth or fifth. Like if we're talking Chase, Nakua, maybe JSN, I think that's probably pretty fair to say at this point. Is there anyone else you're taking ahead of him?
I'd consider CD Lamb.
Right.
If he stays healthy. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Lions offense took a step back last year too.
Yeah. I like Drake London. Not enough to take him over Justin Jefferson.
And plus Drake London is rich now.
Yeah. That contract. Good for him. When he's healthy, he totally deserves it. I had him in fantasy. He was hurt down the stretch. He did not help me in those games. Those don't matter. He doesn't care about them. He's taking care of generational wealth. Good for him. But yeah, Justin Jefferson's kind of an intriguing one for me going forward. But he's going to be there at a spot, and people are going to be like, I have to take him. He also had J.J. McCarthy turn the football half the season. That's the problem.
And you look at, Kyler Murray has to be an upgrade. But what are Kyler Murray's numbers like the past couple years? Now in Arizona, he didn't have Justin Jefferson, but he had Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride. He had weapons. Game plan, maybe? The only reason I'm confident is that it's Kevin O'Connell still calling the shots. I think Kyler Murray will be the starting quarterback, and I think he has a pretty decent season. The Vikings are competitive.
MGR says, say it right. It's the Emerald City Road Artist, pal. Defensive Player of the Year. We'll leave it with that. Up next, Lowdown, followed by Gregor. Right now, Sports 1440 Update with the Duke, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online, WilhaukBeefJerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
The Sports 1440 Update.
Game one of the NBA Finals tipping off tonight in San Antonio with the Spurs up against the New York Knicks in a rematch of the 1999 Finals that saw the Spurs come out on top. This one getting underway at 6:30 from Texas. In the CEBL, the Edmonton Stingers on the road tonight in Brampton, and in the majors, full slate of games today, including the Blue Jays continuing their set in Atlanta against the Braves. First pitch scheduled for 5:15. Patrick Corbin on the bump for Toronto. You can catch that right here on Sports 1440, joined in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, 3 games already underway. Marlins and Nats tied at 1 in the bottom of the third. Bottom 3, Tigers lead the Rays 3-2, and the White Sox up early 4-0 on the Twins after the top of the first. Still to come, Mariners hosting the Mets, Red Sox up against the Orioles, Yankees play the Guardians, and the Dodgers in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. Edmonton Riverhawks continue their midweek set in Victoria against the Harbor Cats tonight for game number 2. And from the clay at Roland Garros, Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime falling in his quarterfinal match this morning in 4 sets at the hands of Italian Flavio Cabelli. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440.